This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story this afternoon at noon, another October surprise in the race for the White House. Today, the Clinton campaign is trying to push past the latest email controversy, but Donald Trump is not letting up on the attacks. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest now from Washington.
That political bombshell has turned both campaigns upside down as Donald Trump pounces on the news.
This is the biggest political scandal since Watergate.
Hillary Clinton shakes it off.
There's a lot of noise and distraction, but it really comes down to what kind of future we want.
The distraction came late Friday when FBI Director James Comey sent a letter to lawmakers in Congress revealing that newly flagged emails were found on the laptop of Hillary Clinton's top aide Huma Abedin and her estranged husband Anthony Weiner. Federal agents found the emails weeks ago but didn't inform Comey until Thursday. Team Clinton's calling it unfair treatment, questioning Comey's motivation for making the new review public since there's no evidence of wrongdoing by Clinton.
It was long on innuendo, short on facts.
There's hypotheticals flying all over the place.
Trump using the newly reignited investigation as ammunition as he moves his campaign into previously Democratic states. My colleague Karen Travers is traveling with the Trump campaign.
Republicans haven't won here in Michigan since 1988, and polls show Hillary Clinton with a 6 to 8 point lead. But Donald Trump is making an unexpected final week push to flip this state from blue to red.
The latest ABC News national tracking poll has the candidates neck and neck, Clinton with only a 1-point lead over Trump. At this point last week, Clinton was up by double digits. We saw the gap narrowing over the course of the week, but after Friday's announcement, it's anyone's game. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Clinton is keeping her focus on the battleground state of Florida. She'll be coming back to Tampa for another rally tomorrow afternoon, where she's expected to outline her plans to create an economy that works for everyone. That rally comes just 6 days since her last visit to Tampa. The time and location of the rally have not yet been announced. A deadly hit-and-run crash shuts down State Road 64 early this morning. It happened in East Manatee County along State Road 64 just west of the Hardy County line around midnight. Troopers say 41-year-old Clarence Johnson of Temple Terrace was walking in the westbound lanes of the road when he was hit and killed. Investigators say the vehicle involved is suspected to be a Ford Super Duty pickup truck or van. The driver in that crash took off after the collision. Contact the Florida Highway Patrol if you have any information that could help investigators. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for clues in an armed robbery and shooting in Bradenton. It happened yesterday morning off 76th Avenue Drive. The two victims told deputies the two men entered the home and started making demands. One of the victims was shot, the other hit in the head with a gun. Both survived and are in stable condition at an area hospital. The men took several items from the home and took off. They were wearing white hoodies and black sweatpants. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers in Manatee County at 866-634-TIPS. In Palmetto, a benefit concert is taking place tonight to honor an 11-year-old girl who was found dead in a freezer in Bradenton last year. It'll take place tonight at the Palmetto Presbyterian Church at 7 o'clock. All proceeds will go to the Janiyah Thomas Scholarship Fund, which was started by Manatee Elementary School and the Manatee Community Foundation. The scholarship will go to one or more graduating seniors who attended Manatee Elementary. Scholarship applications will be available as early as January. New at noon, Sarasota ranking high among small city living in the U.S. A survey by WalletHub.com ranking Sarasota as in the top 4% of the best small cities in America. Sarasota ranks first place in coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and fitness centers per capita. More than 1,200 cities were surveyed. And according to the survey in WalletHub, one of the best perks about living in a small city is the cheaper cost of living, which many believe may not apply in Sarasota. But still made the list, regardless of that. And John is here with more on the great weather our small cities are enjoying today. Huh?
You know what? I tell you what, I wish every holiday that we had throughout the year was as easy to forecast as today's is going to be. That would be nice, you know. Yeah, it's great outside. I mean, who can complain? That's a little on the warm side. Maybe it hit 89 degrees yesterday. So
it felt like it too.
It did, yeah. The good news is that we still have a good breeze out of the northeast. You know, the humidity is relatively low. We got a nice little blast of drier air move in.
You could feel it this morning, yeah.
You can
nice.
feel it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it won't be a bad evening. I think we're looking at pretty decent conditions. A little on the warm side, but that's all right. The Van Wezel webcam showing those blue skies that are out there, maybe with a thin little layer of moisture that might work its way across. You'll see a few fair weather clouds this afternoon, but nothing that bodes rain showers. And Titan radar showing virtually the entire peninsula of the state dry at this hour, and it will be. The only cloud cover is well down to the south of us, and high pressure continues to build in, ensuring us some clear skies. We are looking at a very pleasant afternoon into the evening hours. Daytime high temperatures again warm in the upper 80s. As far as the forecast for the trick-or-treaters tonight, looks pretty good. We'll talk about it coming up in a few.
All right, John, thank you. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now, and it's a quiet morning to start the new week on Wall Street, Richard.
Scott, you're exactly right. No tricks, no treats. Frankly, not much of anything. I think we're just waiting for this election to get over. Today's a classic example. The top to bottom range for the Dow Jones Industrial Average today is 59 points, plus 29 and minus 30. It doesn't get much tighter than that. And when all is said and done, we're basically just treading water. And let's take a look how we're treading today, and you'll see not very much. There you see the Dow is up by a whopping 6.41% at 18,167.80 on volume of 418 million shares. The NASDAQ is higher by 1/4%, almost 13 points at 5,202.40. That on volume of 619 million shares. And the leader of the day so far is the S&P 500, up 0.3%, 6.5 points at 2,132.97. Well, it's not very often that we have takeover news that has a direct impact here on the Suncoast, but today is your day. There you see Level 3 Communications. Their local facility is between Fruitville and Palmer Boulevard, just a little bit east of the interstate. Level 3 is being purchased by a company by the name of CenturyLink. The total deal is $24 billion. That's both cash and stock. According to the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce, Level 3 has 124 employees locally. There you see their facility again as we see it, and it's expected that this deal will close by the fall of 2017. And of course, the stock is up today, no surprise, by roughly 5%. Scott, it's not often we see it local, but today's the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see you again at 5.
I'll be here.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard, for the update. And we're continuing our special series of Suncoast 2037. We're looking at the goals and challenges the area will face over the next 20 years. Today, it's the greatest little show on earth, the Sailor Circus Academy in Sarasota. The program is now in its 6th decade, growing from a small high school gymnastics class to a 4-ring youth production circus. Kids practice every day after school, Monday through Friday, sometimes as late as 8:45 at night, to perfect those special talents and skills. And Sailor Circus staff say the future is bright and promising.
Circus in 20 years is a really exciting place. Hopefully still thriving in Sarasota community, hopefully presenting top-notch circus acts trained by world-class professionals. Hopefully in a completely renovated arena with the opportunity for more students to be involved in all of our different types of circus training programs.
Sailor Circus is currently rehearsing for its upcoming winter show, and the tickets for that go on sale November 1st. There are plenty of Halloween activities going on tonight here on the Suncoast. In Sarasota County, the Siesta Key Village Association will host Safe Treats. It starts at 3 in the afternoon. Kids can go trick-or-treating along Ocean Boulevard and surrounding streets until 6. Just look for orange and black balloons and pumpkin flyers to find who's participating in the event. Now, Port Charlotte Town Center will be getting scary for tonight's Mall-O-Ween. Stores will be handing out candy during their sweet stroll, and trick-or-treaters can even get their faces painted there. There'll be live entertainment and a costume contest, and all the fun starts at 5, and plus it's free. And a ghoulish parade will be making its way through the streets of downtown Venice. Parents and kids can gather at Centennial Park for the children's costume and Halloween parade. There will be candy and treats all along West Venice Avenue. Things get underway at 4. And for a full list of all the Halloween activities today here on the Suncoast, go to mysuncoast.com and just click on links we mentioned. Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in for the first time with culinary director Judy Gallagher. See what she's cooking up today. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott. Well, it is Thanksgiving knocking at our door. This year, what I've been doing is each week I've been making something so you can follow along. You'll always be able to get the recipes within a day or two after the show on mysuncoast.com, and you click on recipes. Remember, I did that pumpkin chocolate bundt cake. Coming up, we have a sausage cornbread stuffing stuffed in apples. But today we're talking about our first turkey that we're going to cook. I have a 5-pound bone-in, all-natural turkey breast that I picked up at the fresh market. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to marinate it. I'm not going to do the traditional brine, but I'm going to marinate it with some great ingredients you're going to love. So stay with me throughout the hour as I bring you a little twist with the sesame soy marinated turkey breast.
ABC 7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life. The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue, local Pitmasters since '68.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Currently looking at an air temperature still pretty warm out there at 83 degrees, but it'll get warmer, no doubt about it. Dew point is at 62, and we have a breezy wind. That will be one of the saving graces, the breezy wind and the fact that the dew points are in the lower 60s. So both of those things added together, I think, even though our daytime high temperature gets up there into the upper 80s, I think it'll feel pretty comfortable, especially as we head into twilight this evening and the temperatures start falling back to around 82, 83, 78, depending on what time your kids are going out tonight. Should be decent. A lot of sunshine out there right now. 79 degrees, Mayaca, Arcadia. Wauchula comes in at 78 Longboat Key as well. 80 degrees in Venice, 78 Inglewood, 79 in Northport. We have a lot of dry air that has moved down over the weekend. High pressure building in, suppressing any kind of real significant cloud cover for us. All of the cloud cover kind of shunted down to the south. Nothing like it was on Friday around here. We are looking at this drier air indicated here by the tan contour over the last 12 hours of the tan colorization. At upper levels of the atmosphere, really through a very deep layer of the atmosphere, sinking southward in a very sharp gradient between where it's moist and where it's dry. And this dry air is going to stay with us in the form of a big ridge of high pressure building in over the next several days. There's a front north of it trying to sink south. It'll have no chance of doing that. It falls into the zone of this high pressure ridge and falls apart, pushed out into the Atlantic. Another front promising us a cooler weekend will arrive here probably Friday night, Saturday day. Anyway, the effect of it will certainly be felt on Saturday as the winds shift around to the northwest, drier air moves in. Could get a little breezy around here after the front moves through on Saturday, so boaters might not be the best boating weather again this weekend, but nevertheless, it will be a very pleasant feel to the air. For this afternoon and evening, the winds continue out of the northeast, breezy at times, lots of sunshine, certainly warmer than average, but dry. You won't have to deal with any kind of rain showers tonight, that's for sure. Futurecast shows that dry air in place, maybe a little more cloud cover as we head into the next several days. All in all, I think we are looking at some pretty decent weather as we head into the next 24. 17-mile-an-hour gusts up to about 20-mile-an-hour gusts, certainly possible throughout the afternoon and into tomorrow. Wind direction is going to be fairly steady out of the northeast or east throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. So for boaters, just bear in mind that you're going to have at least a moderate chop out there. Now, as far as the droppings go, things look good. Nothing here that gives us any concern. The Gulf waters, Caribbean, near Atlantic, all look perfectly fine. Out further into the Atlantic, we do have a trough of low pressure, but that has no chance of developing. Northeast wind becoming a little bit more easterly as we head into the afternoon, evening hours, and then into the overnight. Coming in at about 15 knots, it'll bring you a moderate chop with 2 to 3 foot seas. Forecast looks like this for trick-or-treating tonight. You'll probably have a nice gusty wind, or at least breezy wind. We'll call it about 86 degrees by about 5 p.m., getting down to about 78 by 9. And that dry air will lead to a very pleasant evening, I think. Just be aware that we basically have a new moon out there, so not much moonlight tonight. So drivers just use a little extra caution and watch for those little tykes trick-or-treating as you head out this evening. Over the weekend, don't forget the clocks go back Saturday night into Sunday. Scott?
The temperature's down a little. That looks good. Thank you, John. In health news, a new study on wearable skin patches could help children who have peanut allergies. According to the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology, a patch called an epicutaneous immunotherapy can release peanut proteins into a person's skin, which builds cellular tolerance to nuts. The therapy works by training the skin's immune system to tolerate small amounts of peanuts. Nearly half of those treated with the patch were able to consume at least 10 times more peanut protein than they were able to prior to the treatment. Best results came from those between the ages of 4 and 11 years old. Patch has not been approved by the FDA just yet. Speaking of allergies, many things can scare kids on Halloween, but food allergies don't have to be one of them. Chocolate candy is the most worrisome because it contains some of those common allergens, which are milk, eggs, wheat, soy, peanuts, and tree nuts. But parents can have a few tricks and treats of their own. One is dropping off safe candies at their neighbors' houses, so when there is an allergy-free option. Another idea is to have safe treats at home, so when your kids get back from trick-or-treating, they can trade something that contains an allergen for something safe to eat. And then there's the Teal Pumpkin Project.
You either paint a pumpkin teal and put it on your doorstep, or you actually just print out a wonderful picture of it. Put it up so that children know that it's a home that's going to have non-food items.
Other suggestions have to bring EpiPens with them, and if you're looking to give away non-food allergy-safe treats this Halloween, pencils, glow-in-the-dark items, and small toys, all great options. I'll Cover Massage will be handing out special candy like gluten and nut-free options for the Halloween event at Bradenton's Village of the Arts tonight. All the fun gets underway at 6 and it goes until 8:30 this evening. And if you're looking to take spicy and hot to the next level, ghost peppers are a good option. But what's too spicy or scary? Well, all peppers are rated on a scale known as the Scoville scale that measures how hot and spicy they are. For example, a bell pepper has a Scoville rating of 0. Jalapenos are rated between 3,000 and 10,000 units. But the ghost pepper checks in at 1 million units. Ghost peppers are one of the hottest peppers you can eat, and doctors say people need to proceed with caution with these.
The ghost pepper is quite hot and spicy, and if you're sensitive to that, it could cause, burning of your skin where you touch it. It could also cause digestive distress, so burning of your esophagus, nausea, vomiting, probably all of the things that you'd like to avoid.
And if you've eaten something that's more than you can handle, you're going to know it immediately. To avoid burns, read menus carefully. If an ingredient pops up that you're unfamiliar with, just look it up, learn more about it before trying it for the first time. But in general, peppers are full of good things for your body, as long as they're not too hot to handle. Still to come in your Suncoast News.
Grabbed his phone, said there was something inappropriate. We backed off the gate probably about 2 minutes before you know it, they were shutting the plane down.
An overnight bomb scare aboard a Spirit Airlines flight out of South Florida, what led investigators to have one man escorted and then delaying this flight for hours. But first, the Chicago Cubs receiving overwhelming hometown support. We'll have the latest from the World Series as the Cubs try to stay in this series against the Indians.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
It was do or die for the Cubs last night. Chicago keeping its championship dreams alive, beating the Indians in Game 5 of the World Series. ABC's Paula Ferris was there for it at all and has a recap now.
The dream lives on for Chicago fans as the Cubs make a comeback in Game 5 of the World Series.
That will be a Game 6.
Many fans handing the win to the Cubs pitchers. Closer, Aroldis Chapman holding off the Indians with the final 8 outs. His pitches clocking in over 100 miles per hour, so fast that some Cleveland batters unable to swing.
When you have a guy like that that can pitch that many significant outs in the latter part of the game, it's pretty cool.
And the ace on the mound, John Lester, seemingly carrying the burden of 108 years of hopes on his shoulders in a solid first 6 innings. The Cubs fighting with everything they had to break their curse. In their corner, a litany of Hollywood heavy hitters, Vince Vaughn and Pearl Jam frontman Eddie Vedder. Even Bill Murray photobombing Chris Bryant before he was caught weeping tears of joy when Bryant finally hit that solo home run.
It didn't feel like an elimination game. I mean, you know, it's nice to have a big inning there.
World Series Game 6 heads back to Cleveland now Tuesday night at Progressive Field. Game time set for 8 o'clock. The Indians still lead the Cubs in the series 3-2. Back to Judy in the kitchen now for we look ahead to Thanksgiving. Judy?
That's right. So we're making a marinated turkey breast. This is a great idea if you have 4 to 6 people. You don't want to have to deal with the entire bird. Or if there is somebody in your family that really likes the legs, you can buy 2 legs separately and roast them separately, which is going to keep your white meat very moist, because usually the white meat does finish up cooking before the dark meat. So let's get started on our marinade. I have 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. I'm going to add about a half a cup dry wine. Make sure it's a dry white, okay? If you're not sure when you're shopping, you can always ask somebody. Never a cooking wine, always something that you would drink out of a glass as well. Now we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of fresh orange juice and 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Let me just get that seed there, and that goes into the marinade. There we go. Now here's our surprise. Soy sauce. We're going to do about 1/3 of a cup, and pure toasted sesame oil. I love the Asian flavors. This is such a good recipe, and you can add a little ginger, but I find that ginger might be a bit too much for Thanksgiving. If you're doing this for another time of the year, that's perfect. So let's look at this bird. I've got it upside down. I'm going to show you in the next segment how we're going to season it. What you can do is before it goes into the marinade for about 4 hours, you can put it in the refrigerator just with some poultry seasoning, salt and pepper, and I love this Florida Sunshine. It's a grinder built right in. It has lots of great flavors, a little bit of zest of orange in it. So that goes into the refrigerator for a few hours, pat it dry. Then we have the marinade. So what we're going to do is just to kick it up a teeny bit, we're going to add a pinch of crushed red pepper, always away from the bowl so you don't dump too much in. But I'd say about a half a teaspoon is going to do it. I still like to use a brining bag. Now remember, with brining bags, you only use them once and then you throw them out. You can't just rinse them out and do that. So when you're ready for our turkey, you're going to basically take it and put it in the brining bag, and then it's going to go in the bottom of your refrigerator. I always put a plate underneath. Turn it once or twice while it's marinating, and it is going to go in your refrigerator for about 24 hours. So when I come back, I'll take the bird out and we'll get it ready to roast, and it is going to be so juicy and moist, you're going to love it.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
It takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
You just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
Your daughter just had her first breakup.
Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. In national news, the manhunt for a murder suspect is now over. The Oklahoma man had been on the run for more than a week after a violent rampage that left 2 people dead and others injured. He even live-streamed his escape. Well, last night, law enforcement finally caught up with him. ABC's Elizabeth Herr shows us what happened next.
Authorities in Oklahoma wasting no time, rushing and responding to a call from a farmer.
We were able to get units in the vicinity fairly quickly.
Who reported seeing the suspected killer Michael Vance near a river in western Oklahoma.
And as they encountered him, that's when another pretty fierce gun battle started.
Vance was shot and killed in that gun battle. The 38-year-old had been on the run for a week, injured.
Wow, I'm really hurt.
Posting this on Facebook last Sunday after shooting 2 officers, then bragging and live streaming his escape.
I'm not still at another car. Like right now, it's gonna be intense.
Police say Vance then went on to carjacking and shooting at least 3 other people. He's also accused of brutally murdering his aunt and uncle.
We're glad and thankful that it's over with and no one else was injured.
Now, in this shootout, an officer was shot in his arm and shoulder, and at last check, he was still in the hospital. But thankfully, we're told his injuries are not life-threatening. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
In South Carolina, the trial of a white police officer captured on video shooting an unarmed black man is now getting underway. Jury selection is taking place for 34-year-old Michael Slager. In April of 2015, cell phone video shows Slager shooting 50-year-old Walter Scott as he ran from a traffic stop. The jury will have to decide if the shooting is murder. If convicted, Slager faces 30 years to life in prison. In Georgia, an emotional morning for a man on trial accused of leaving his toddler son to die in a hot SUV. Justin Harris becoming emotional in court today while hearing testimony from his ex-wife. Harris is charged with murder in the death of his 22-month-old son, Cooper, 2 years ago. The prosecution rested its case Friday. They argue Harris killed his son to escape his family responsibilities. But defense attorneys say Harris loved his son and the death was just a tragic accident.
He had so much life in him.
Trial is entering its 5th week. Testimonies from key witnesses will be taking place throughout the week. An update now on a theme park ride that killed 4 people in Australia. Every ride at that park will be tested by independent experts and safety officials. Last week, 2 men and 2 women died when their raft overturned on the Thunder River Rapids ride. A 10-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl who shared their raft with the victims managed to escape. The park remains closed. No decision has been made yet on when it will reopen. A Spirit Airlines flight out of South Florida delayed for hours after a report of a possible bomb threat finally lands safely in Dallas. Last night, a passenger alerted flight attendants after noticing a message on another passenger's cell phone right before the flight took off from Fort Lauderdale. The incident caused the plane to be delayed for hours.
There's a white guy sitting next to him to the left. That was the one that accused him of having this text on his phone about the bomb. So after that, we sat there for 3 hours with the suspect actually on the plane.
Man was eventually escorted off the plane. He was checked and cleared by investigators. The plane took off from Fort Lauderdale around 2:30 this morning, and it landed safely in Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport this morning. Time to get another look at our weather on this Halloween with meteorologist John Scalzi. And nice start to the day, that was for sure. And how are we looking for tonight?
Warm, but good. I mean, you know, as we finish up October here, we're on our way to being the 8th straight month of really record-breaking top 10 warmest Octobers. Yeah, it looks that way. The official records haven't come out yet, but we'll probably this evening be, you know, 4 or 5 degrees above average for this time of year. Nevertheless, we have dry air in place, so we won't have to deal with rainfall. And with a breezy wind out of the northeast, it should be relatively comfortable despite the warm temperatures. Lots of blue sky, even out to the east here on our Lakewood Ranch webcam. Nice start to the day. We are seeing skies that are pretty much clear and sunny across the entire peninsula, except in the very southern tip of the state, where there's still some moisture residing, still a little trough low pressure producing a few scattered showers down through the Florida Straits and into the Gulf waters. You can see the cloud cover down there, but really nothing locally. All in all, we are headed toward a beautiful evening. Next couple of days look pretty good. Then some nice changes coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, despite warnings from Honda and government regulators, owners of more than 300,000 older Honda and Acura vehicles have yet to replace airbags that have an extremely high chance of rupturing and causing injury or death. About 69 million Takata airbags have been recalled. Back in June, testing showed 313,000 Hondas and Acuras had as high as a 50% chance of rupturing in a crash. But 4 months later, only 13,000 of those vehicles have been repaired. So far, 11 deaths in the United States have been tied to those Takata inflators. Happening today, Chipotle is getting into the Halloween spirit with a fundraiser. The Burrito fundraiser happens today from 3 to closing. You can buy a burrito, bowl, salad, or order of tacos for only $3. And $1 from each purchase will go directly to the Chipotle Cultivate Foundation, which is a charity designed to improve sustainable food efforts. Over the past 4 years, Chipotle has raised $4 million for that charity. Let's get back to our kitchen now, see how lunch is coming along with Judy Gallagher with soy and sesame marinated turkey breast. Sounds delicious.
I think you're really going to like it, Scott. It's got a lot of flavor, and boy, is this going to be good for the leftovers. We can make a stir fry. So we're going to take the marinated turkey breasts that we've put in, marinate for about 24 hours. We dry seasoned, let it sit in the refrigerator uncovered, then it went in with the marinade in the bag. Now, even with a turkey breast, I always roast it for the first half an hour upside down. The reason being is all that juice goes down into the breast meat, and that's what we want. I'm going to take some leftover lemon that we had, some orange, a piece of apple, and I'm still tucking it all in here, just like I would with a regular roasted turkey. You don't want to pack it too tight. We can always put some around the bottom as well, because then we can chop that up and that can go in for soup the next day, which I really love as well. So we've got that going on. That's all set. Now, what we want to do is I'm going to take these gloves off, and then we're going to season it a little bit more. Now, it sat in that dry season seasoning, the Florida Sunshine, which I love this. This is a great gift if you want over at the Spice and Tea store. And then a fair amount of black pepper. In a brine, we use a lot of salt, but in a marinade, you'll notice that we have the soy sauce, which in itself adds a lot of salt. So maybe just a pinch, okay, for this particular baby. There we go. And then just to top it off, I love poultry seasoning, so we're gonna do some poultry seasoning. We're gonna roast this for a half an hour at 350 degrees. Then we're gonna put on our gloves and get big oven mitts, and we're gonna turn it back over, okay? So then it will give you that beautiful juicy side. If you walk over with me right here, you can see that I have one that's already done. Now the key to garnishing is just to keep it simple. I'm gonna cut a pomegranate in half. I'm using kale. I finally learned, instead of wasting curly leaf lettuce, if I use kale on a cooked turkey, that can all get chopped into the soup. So a simple decoration will do it, and then we are ready to have this moist and juicy bird. You're just gonna love it. Stay with me and I'll give Scalzi a taste.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Nice viewer shots it into pics at mysuncoast.com of a gorgeous sunrise yesterday morning. Notice, though, the difference in the sky cover. I mean, we had a lot of high, thin clouds moving across, even some mid-level clouds yesterday morning early on. But now we are left with this dry air sinking south, indicated by this tan color on our water vapor imagery. This is at a little higher up in the atmosphere, but it's an indication of a big ridge of high pressure building in across the state of Florida and absolutely preventing any rainfall today. In fact, you got to go about 1,000 miles away from us to even see the potential for any rainfall, certainly not in the state of Florida, and so consequently, trick-or-treaters will be dry this evening. It might be a little warm too, though. 83 degrees, our current air temperature. Dew point comes in at 62. Full sunshine across the region. We'll probably see that temperature bumped up and to about 88 degrees or 89 degrees, about where we were yesterday. No reason to think otherwise. But with these lower dew point values coming in the low 60s and with a wind that's rather breezy, the combination of those two factors should make it feel pretty nice, pretty comfortable, I think, as we head into the evening hours, particularly, and the sun starts to go down a bit. Civil twilight, by the way, starts at about a little after 7 o'clock, 7:10, 7:11, something like that, and then the total darkness will befall at about 8:15 or so. We are looking at a little bit of cloud cover down in the very southern tip of the state. Not much across our region. All sunshine for most of the state of Florida as high pressure builds in. A front to the north tries to sink south, falls apart as it does so. That's not the one that gives us any concern, or when we won't be watching it. But the next one we will watch. We will watch for its arrival time, probably Friday into Saturday. It'll come in here without much in the way of any fanfare. You won't notice any rain showers with it. You will notice a wind shift, and you will notice the winds picking up a little bit. But in particular, you'll notice some cooler air and some drier air. It's not a cold Arctic blast, but it will lower our temperature about 5 degrees and return us to temperatures that are a little bit more average for this time of year. Anyway, that's down the road. We'll be talking about that all week. Today, a northeast wind continues to bring us delightful evening weather, a little bit warm in the afternoon, though. Lots of sunshine, dry, and those warmer than average temperatures. Now, as far as the tropics go, everything here looks pretty good. We've got a couple of low-pressure areas and frontal boundaries, little tropical waves, but nothing that looks like it's going to develop into anything. Big ridge of high pressure over most of the near Atlantic is preventing any formation here. And then we have a couple of areas of patchy cloud cover and thunderstorm activity that, again, have no chance of developing. So at least the next probably 5 to 10 days look pretty much free of any kind of tropical development. A northeast wind comes in at about 15 this afternoon under the influence of that building high. It brings us a 2 to 3 foot sea building later in the afternoon and evening in a moderate chop. A couple of tides to talk about, a 2:22 high tide, a low tide at 7:36. And the official Suncoast forecast for this evening's nice. It'll be a little bit on the warm side with 86 by 5 o'clock, but getting down to about 78 by the time it turns dark. And don't forget, this weekend, after the front comes through, turn those clocks back Saturday night into Sunday morning. Extra hour of sleep, Scott.
I like that. And cooler temperatures, too. Thank you, John. Buying a house can be a real nightmare with home loans, inspections, and ghosts. Well, just in time for Halloween, Mary Maloney explains the options new home buyers have if they think their house is haunted.
When watching your favorite haunted house movie, do you ever find yourself shouting at the screen, "Just leave"?
They're here.
Unfortunately, in the real world, laws don't make it that easy.
A client contacted me after we closed, and we had found out that there had been a death in the property, but it had occurred over 10 years ago, so there were no recourse.
In real estate terms, a potentially haunted house is known as a stigmatized property. Disclosure laws vary state to state, but most require sellers to list any physical defects. When it comes to emotional defects, it's buyer beware.
I'm so glad you brought me on this tour, Vivian. It's given me hope. How? No matter how gruesome or horrible the murder, you can always find somebody out there who'll buy the house.
However, in one famous New York case, commonly known as the Ghostbusters ruling, a couple was able to get their money back. The court found that whether or not ghosts are real, the fact that the house had been widely reported as haunted affected its value. To know what you're walking into, visit diedinhouse.com. For a price, you could find out if any murders, suicides, or deaths happened on the property. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Mary, thank you. When we come back, we'll wrap up in the kitchen with Chef Judy, and Tyler Perry pulls off another successful week at the box office. That story and more in entertainment news.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community. ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
All right, congratulations go out to Judy Gallagher. My first turkey of the season.
Boom! There you go. So we did that soy and ginger and wine. And one thing I didn't mention in the other segment is you take the marinade and you put it in a pot, bring it to a boil and simmer it till it just gets really reduced by over half, and while the turkey's in the oven, you baste it. Once you turn it back over the right side, you just baste it. It makes it really moist, a little pop of flavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I better tell them about the website. You keep eating.
All right, that's fair enough.
You can log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, and we should have the recipe up within 24 hours, and look for all those Thanksgiving ideas, because I'll be here for you straight through the holidays with lots of pairings to go.
Delicious. Is that a
Thank
little gravy
you.
in there?
Yeah,
You don't mind, do you? Just pop into there?
I insist.
Scott?
All right, John, thank you. 4 months after getting legally married, Michael Phelps celebrates in Mexico. The 23-time Olympic gold medalist sharing an Instagram photo Sunday of him walking down the aisle with former Miss California USA, captioned, "My best friend, I love you." Last week it was revealed the couple got married in Arizona back in June, but they did this one for family and friends. We haven't seen much of Jodie Foster on the big screen lately because she's spending most of her time on the other side of the camera. Silence of the Lambs star was honored at the Britannia Awards in Beverly Hills for her work as a director.
Mostly I'm directing, and I'm really loving that. I knew that this was the time in my life where I wanted to go for that.
Foster was given the Stanley Kubrick Award for Excellence in Film. The Color Purple is ready for its final Broadway bow. The Tony Award-winning revival will wrap up its much-lauded New York run on January 8th, after more than a year there. From there, they'll go on a North American tour, which will begin next fall. At the box office over the weekend, Tyler Perry's Boo Madea Halloween finished first once again with an estimated $16.7 million take. Inferno missed expectations by about $10 million, finishing second with an estimated $15 million. And Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, came in third. Here at home, The Thriller is returning to St. Armand's Circle tonight for Fright Night. Sarasota High School's drama department will be getting zombified, performing Michael Jackson's Thriller dance tonight. This is a video from about 3 years ago for that event. There will also be haunted storefronts, trick-or-treating around the circle for kids. The spooks start at 6 tonight and ends at 8:30. And for a full list of Halloween activities going on tonight, go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and just click on links we mentioned. The drama department does an awesome job with that one. Finally, even the dogs are getting in on the holiday spirit. We asked our Facebook viewers to share a few pictures of your pets in costume. We have Dog Charming, a shark, officer dog, right behind him, jail dog, 4th of July dog, Chewbacca pooch. We've got them all covered. These are just a few of the pictures. You can send them in to us at pics@mysuncoast.com. Send them by Twitter or to our Facebook page, and enjoy as our pets get into the holiday spirit. So many people around the station today also dressed up.
Oh, awesome costume.
I have to tell you, the Popeye is one of my favorites. Well, Popeye's standing behind the curtain. Wait till you see. I'm getting her some spinach. She really nailed that one.
They'll all be on the Suncoast View this afternoon at 4.
It's going to be really
all the
fun
folks who dressed up here at the station.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Can't wait. Just amazing costumes. Very creative, too.
Uh-huh.
We have lovely weather for trick-or-treating, I think. You know, might be a little on the warm side. I'll just reiterate that there will not be much of a moon. Only 1% of the moon is visible tonight. So it's going to be dark after the sun goes down for sure. No moonlight. And so just a little extra caution if you're driving around tonight. Watch for those late-night trick-or-treaters.
And if you're walking around, have a flashlight with you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Thanks so much for being with us. Have a happy and safe Halloween. We'll see you again at 5.